In Baltimore, you couldn't call no man a B. If you called a man a B in Baltimore, man, that might be the end of your, that might be history. It might be over, you know. And so I don't sling around titles like that. I think those things that slung around like that is a lot for weak guys that cannot ask a question or have an intelligent conversation, you know. And if you think somebody's an agent, ask them. You know what I'm saying? Try to get put yourself in position to ask him, brother. I'm gonna ask the brother tonight. I mean, I'm gonna ask him in a few minutes. You know what I mean? Ask him, you know. But that's what men do. You know, it's kind of like today, I get the alert, Sabir Bey is going online and he's talking about something that happened on the show with the attorney. But this brother won't come on the show. He won't meet you in person. He's talking about he get paid for his time, but he do an hour live stream every day. You understand what I'm saying? Because he don't want to put the raw next to that little foolishness that he be demonstrating. And that's my brother. I love my brother. But let me tell you something. Until he is willing to sit down and put the facts next to my facts or my brother's facts next to his facts, brother, you are singing to the choir. We are willing to sit next to anybody. Ali's men is willing to sit next to anybody and compare the two. But I went off a little bit. But anyway, where I was at. Anyway, Brother Polite, they will go toe to toe, man, and they would chop it up. And I thought it was rather entertaining. But a lot of people will call agents and call these names and call that names. And I just never was into the name calling. I always thought that was childish to me. You know what I mean? Because once you called me out my name, you know what I mean? When I was younger, only two things was happening. You know what I mean? One was them shiny bracelets, you know, but them bracelets, you know, they're way back. One was them shiny old bracelets, you know what I'm saying? Or one was them fluids flying out your mouth. You know what I mean? That's just what it was. So I never was into calling names. I like to have a conversation, intellectual conversation. But nevertheless, I'm telling you like this. You can say the temple is here. As my brother Ish said in the chant, the temple is the world. The Prophet Noble Ali created the Moorish Science Temple of America. And this is supposed to be our base to prepare ourselves to go out and do the work and take over or regain what we lost, our lost estate. Our lost estate is not just our identity. This whole land is our lost estate. There's only one way you're going to get it back. Only one way. And that's your connection to the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm going to put the phone number out, man. We're going to let a brother call in. 443, and then we're gonna roll a little bit. Let's have a conversation. I'm gonna try to make this a habit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to make this a habit, whereas though we can have a few callers to call in, and we can have a quick conversation before we close out. So let's see what we can do. But I can wear a fez if I only study and not in a building. All right, here we go. There we go. Everybody is not going to be in the temple. We understand that. But you need to recognize that you are more, and we got a mission. The prophet had missionaries. The missionaries didn't stay in the temple. But you need to be accountable to the temple. You need to be accountable to your brother. You need to be accountable to your sister. You need to be accountable to your leader. That's how we get some work done. You know, anybody want to call in? Come on in. Come on in. Where's T-Duck? T-Duck, I know you got some information. Come on in, T-Duck. Anybody want to call in? Anybody want to speak to teachers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali? Come on in. There. I mean, anybody doubt the prophet? Who doubt the prophet out there? Huh? Where you at, Sharif? You better not. Now I'm like, who doubt the prophet? Brother Polite. Rick T. Valentine, brother Play had to go. He had to go, my brother. But nevertheless, if nobody wants to doubt brother Talk Bey, you know what I mean? We good to go. Any questions? So tomorrow, family, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we are going to do it again. This time we're going to have Polite back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And we're going to pick up where we left off at. He had to leave unexpectedly, but tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we are going to do it again. All right? So get your get your stuff together, and we good. So with that being said, let me stop saying it. With that being said, here we go. This is my people from Philly. Check this out, family. Check it out. There we go.
Wisdom is the consciousness of the art that man and God are one. That's how it ought to be. That's what we're taught. That's how it ought to be. The truth don't change, and law is a part of me. But wisdom is the consciousness of the art that man and God are one. That's how it ought to be. That's what we're taught. That's how it ought to be. The truth don't change, and law is a part of me. But wisdom is the consciousness of being conscious that you're conscious, of being conscious that you're conscious, because you can go back to sleep or return to the state where the prophet found you. Wisdom is the consciousness of being conscious that you are unconscious, dripping in the cares of the world that almost drowned you. And now the rock of your salvation is on it.
It's Star. Welcome to Moorish World TV. Who I'm speaking with?
Demo boy.
What speaking with?
This is Demo boy. I just hit your message on More TV.
It's brother. Talk to me. What's going on with me, brother? What's going on with you, my brother? Talk to me, brother. Let's chop it up a little bit. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
I was sitting there and I was thinking, like, I study the more science, and I was asking because I don't have a temple here in Birmingham.
Right.
As a disabled veteran, I'm not able to go to like Atlanta and stuff like that to be part of the actual temples.
Right.
But as a study or a follower of the knowledge of the Noble Jew Ali, am I wrong if I put a fans on?
No. Brother, let me tell you something. We are Moors without a doubt or contradiction. My thing is this, brother. What me and my brothers are going to do. I mentioned it, and by the second month, February, we will have a virtual temple up and running. You understand what I'm saying? And you can become a part of that virtual temple. And then we will come down there and help you to set up a study group. A study group starts first. You know, once you get that study group, then we can begin to set up a temple. You build your membership in your study group, get your staff right, and then we bring you on out to Chicago, and then we start a temple there. Brother, we need temples everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So,
and I understand that. Sorry to cut you off. There is one opened up in Birmingham. I was trying to see if it's official. Is in Birmingham or Ansley area of Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I'm not sure. You would have to have the temple number, but I tell you what, the first thing you want to ask when you go to the Moorish Science Temple of America, or before you even ask anybody anything, you want to see if there's a lawfully chartered temple. You want to see if there's a charter on the wall. Is there if it's a charter or something that says that it's a branch temple, you know, some form of document on the wall that authorize them to teach more science. Now listen.
And that's the information that I need to go in with. That's the question I try to ask. What information that I need to have to see that I'm not being a part of a fraudulent organization.
Now the thing is this. Now, you know, people can make these charters up, but that's what your brother Talk Sabir Bey is here for.
If I go in, I say this is what I have. I can write down the numbers. I can do everything like that and bring it.
Well, let me tell you something. It's four major grand bodies right now. Four major ones. You got the Belial. You got the Arjos Bay. you got Rasadiel, and you got Braswell Bey. And you got a few more, but those are the 4 major ones. Now, oh yeah, my brother, he said Charter of Water Authority. That's right. So those are the 4 major ones. Most people have to be connected to that. Now, I'm not saying there's a few more out there too. You got let me not forget my brother Kenyu Bey. Stuff Allah. That's my brother Kenyu Bey. But these brothers, I could call Kenyu Bey right now, and we could try to get together to help you set up a temple. See, my Moorish signs, it doesn't. I don't have boundaries or borders around my Moorish signs. You know what I'm saying? So whoever closest to you that can help you set up, we need them out there. Because this is why people go to RB Bey Productions and think they're getting more signs. Because we don't have temples.
Well, like, I want to see the visual. I want to see and be able to talk to someone who is out there and know exactly what they're talking about. I don't want to read a publication.
Absolutely, absolutely, brother.
Understanding, like, I can go out and read all day long and just put out all this rhetoric and have people follow me and not know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, brother, real quick. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali, when he came to teach us, brother, he didn't come to teach us with radical foolishness and nonsense. As I said, man, if it becomes complicated, it's probably not from Allah, nor is it from Prophet Noble Drew Ali, which was divinely prepared by the great God of the universal law. Normally, when religion becomes complicated, man then put his hand in it. Normally, when you got to go file this, you got to write this man, then put his hand in it. You got to have a law degree to drive a car? Huh?
No. You have a license.
Did you hear? Shout out to my brother Polite. But did you hear all the stuff brother Polite was talking about to own a home? You need a law degree. You don't need a law degree to learn how to navigate through this world.
Like, I try to get on with brothers to like he uses a lot of words. He talk real fast. I just want to sit down and say, what is really going through your head?
Right. Well, let me tell you something, man. Bar and Bar said Moor is not a religion. Correct. Moor is not a religion. The religion of the Moors is Islamism. Islamism. It's not the Islam that you're used to. Because the Islam that you're used to, you think we got to dress a certain way. You think we got to talk a certain way. You think we got to pray a certain way. The Islam you're used to is cultural. Islamism starts from within to the outward bounds. You know what I mean? And it tends upward towards perfection. You know, it's like
I called in because I've been studying and I've been watching your the shows, and I'm just like, people don't ask the right questions. I want to know exactly what it is that we need to be doing as a people to work together instead of having these different organizations and factions of the same thing or the same cause.
Yeah, the thing is, brother, when you talk to people, the first thing you want to check, right, is you want to look before you even give yourself over to somebody being your teacher. Check their character. If they got a filthy mouth, they can't even control their mouth. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali said we shouldn't use these words, not even in the mildest form.
Yes.
Not in the mildest form. Why does he say that? Does he say it because the English language is so chopped up that if we say that, it's a detriment and we might die, or it's a detriment? No. Because he's talking about character. And to break out of that, it takes discipline. Somebody that get mad at you and call you out your name and disrespect you, and just because they disagree with you, they lack discipline.
Discipline. I understand that. And integrity.
Exactly. So that's the first thing you want to see. And if you notice, a lot of these guys that come out of these coming at, if you see them on the feed and they come at a brother like me, they come in cussing. They come in talking crazy. But that means they never been to a temple. That means they never studied the teachings of the prophet. Because the prophet said we shouldn't use rash words, even in the mildest form. Even in the mildest form. You understand what that means? The mildest form.
You present yourself how you want to be perceived upon yourself.
Exactly. So when you see brothers talking all crazy, man, that ain't the prophet's teaching. Get away from them. Get away from them. You know what I mean? Get away from them.
The way I've seen you in different forms, how you carry yourself, Sharif. Everybody, how they carry themselves. Like, that's, it seems like you look out for the scholarship and the knowledge of the people who are actually doing things, not saying what they're going to do, but actually doing things.
Man, look, if you got a bunch of brothers, if you got a bunch of brothers that all they've been doing was selling books for 20 years, but they ain't lift one hand to lift one brick and put no mortar on the brick. Come on, man. What's the point? What's the point?
I understand it, because like me, as a coach of middle school football, I want to get the kids to start learning at an early age that the direction and the teaching that you've been taught.
Can you imagine?
Ready to go.
Can you imagine if the Moors went to conquer Spain and they just went in there with a bunch of books and started reading to the Europeans while they was dirty and haven't learned how to bathe, and they just started reading? They didn't go to build nothing. But no, the Moors ain't do that. They went in there, they begin to civilize this European, and they begin to build. So most of the structures this day in Spain is Moorish architecture. When are we going to start building? So that's another thing you want to ask. What have you built? I can show what I built, and I'm still building. I'm still trying to build something. You know what I mean? Or what plan? If you haven't built nothing, if you haven't built anything, what have you had in the works? What is your plan?
Hey, brother, I don't want to hold you up on the show. I can't even ask my question. I got plenty of information. But the only thing I can say, I wish people that tune in the show ask real questions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, peace and love, family. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Hope again.
All right, peace and love. So, Felipe said, drop more information on Buddha. Buddha was born in India, and he was born, and I'm gonna give you a piece so you can go research. But he was born of wealth. He was a prince, and he grew up in like a secluded court, and he wanted to know what was beyond the gates of the court. And when he went out and he seen the suffering of the people, he wanted to know what they were going through. Long story short, his experience dealing with the people showed the unity of life. That we're all, as the Prophet Noble Ali, we're all bound by cords to every other living thing. And when some person is affected, we all are affected. So what Buddha did was he brought out his inner being, his inner strength, through what we call meditation, or you can call prayer. And he reached the state of nirvana. Now, I'm just chopping up in pieces so you can research it. But his whole journey was no different than the journey of Jesus. Jesus' journey was to show the possibilities of man. What am I saying? The possibilities of man is that you are more than this physical self. You are greater than this physical self. And so Jesus reached the state of oneness with the Father. And Moorish Science Temple of America, Islamism, we call it the oneness of Allah. And in Islam, they call it the oneness of Allah. Buddha reached the same degree, and he called it nirvana. So, that's what we all must do. We must go to our deeper self, inner self, and pull out the Spirit of God, whether you choose to call it that infinite self, and we must develop it. Buddha trials and tribulations developed that spirit, that seed that was within him. That's why some of the pictures you see Buddha skinny, some of the pictures you see Buddha fat, because these trials he was going through went through stages. And we as human beings must go through stages. We must go through those stages to develop the highest in us, the highest ideal. Prophet Noble Ali teaches us that what the seed of Allah, of God, was planted in the soil, that it must grow. And when that seed grow, it's not unfolded yet unto perfection. Long story short, we must nurture that seed. We must feed that seed. But we got to feed that seed with love. We got to feed that seed with goodness. We got to feed that seed with information and wisdom. And we must unfold that seed. For the seed of a rose is just a seed until it is nurtured, until it's planted in the soil and it is nurtured. We must nurture this seed. I must begin to see my brother and my sister as I see myself. I must see my brother and my sister as my real brother and sister, as if we came out the same womb. Love is the savior of the world. And until we get there, we ain't got nothing. Now, you can call that, y'all sound like the church. You can say what you want. Until you love the person that you look like, or everybody, everything in creation for that matter, you ain't got nothing. And love don't mean you're being a fool. Love don't mean you're being a sucker. Love should be built from knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, so you can make the best decision that suits the environment in which you find yourself, or the situation in which you find yourself. So we need to stop playing. You know what I mean? Let's see who else up there. Anybody else? Anybody else? They don't know. See, everybody want to fight everybody. We ain't got nothing fighting up in here. You know what I mean? Love is the savior of the world, but people don't know how to love. People think being loving somebody is being a sucker. That's what they think. That's what they think. You know, that's what they think. But they don't love themselves. Because when you love yourself, it ain't hard to love anybody else. Anybody else want to call in? Call in real quick. I got to make me some dinner around here and get ready for tomorrow. No, I'm like, let's see what we got here. Y'all want to see this? Let's do this. Let's do this, family. All right, here we go again. Yeah. Time to check some people. Moorish world. Talk Sabir Bey. Yeah. I guess I gotta do what I gotta do. That's right. Islam. We for love, truth, peace, and freedom. Won't nobody do. All right, let's do this real quick before I'm out the door. Let's talk about Prophet Noble Ali real quick before I walk out the door. Prophet Noble Ali was born in the state of North Carolina in 1886, right? We got a call coming. Hold up. Islam family, who I'm speaking with? Let's get it on. Who I'm talking to? Islam.
Yes, up, man. You know,
hey, y'all. This is the Moorish World Prince. Hey, what's up? I'm gonna call you Casanova, bro. How you doing, brother? Brother, talk to me. What's on your mind, my brother?
Nothing. I'm just chilling. I'm just showing some love, making sure everybody hit that thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Share it.
That's what's up, my brother.
I can still share it.
That's what's up, my brother. T-Duck, man, I appreciate you, my brother. And like, in the real sense of the word, I just want people to know, man, that more science is not what people cracked up, what people have made it out to be, man. It's really not. They done made it cultish. They done made it look like that we got to fight against the police, that we got to fight against the courts. Why? How about we just become the courts? How about that?
Exactly. See, the whole situation. This is the situation. When you get your information from somebody who just couldn't make it, just couldn't cut it, just didn't have the quality, you know, the uprightness, or disgruntled. That's the word we're gonna use.
Yeah.
Disgruntled. When you get your information from a disgruntled human being who has never succeeded, never achieved nothing, and see a brother standing up that's amongst the temple doing the real work,
following the bylaws and the Constitution and following the Circle 7. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not going to tell it like it is. They don't want people to see them for the failure they are, so they're going to try to paint you out to be the bad guy. And that's the problem with organizations that's trying to do something for the people. They always going to be painted bad because can't nobody stand up to those standards that the noble prophet put out there for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats don't want to live like that. They don't want to clean their acts up and do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do the work. So they're gonna demonize you.
Absolutely.
You gotta live with that. And they ain't gonna be able to do that too much longer. Cause like I said, I'm just a shadow of your brilliance. And if any given time you want to be learning, all you gotta do is get a word.
Praise the Lord, my brother. And guess what? I know a lot of these people, man. They don't know. They know not what they do, man. You see these guys, they be shaking your hand and smiling in your face. You know what I mean? Because they don't really see. It's all good when the keyboard is in front of you. You know what I mean? It's all good. Somebody asked me question to Talker. Can you do the work without joining the temple? Let me say this, T-Duck, while you're on the line. Yes, you can do the work without joining the temple, but the temple should be home base is what I'm saying. Now, if we have to have a leadership, you know, we have to have a program. We have to have a leader. We have to have followers. And everybody have to work in conjunction to make it work. So the temple is home base. We are not an island unto ourselves. There is no way that we are going to solve this problem as an individual. We didn't get into this as individuals. We came over here and we was corralled as we were over here as groups. It's going to take us as a group to get out. Home base is the temple. Why? Because Prophet Noble Drew Ali, divinely prepared by Allah, created the temple for a reason. There's rules, regulations, structures, discipline, and everything we need to organize, strategize, and execute the plan. But first you must know the plan. You understand what I'm saying, T-Duck? Most people don't know the plan, T-Duck. They haven't studied the prophet that much to know the plan. I'm telling you, I think I know the plan. And the only reason I say I think I know the plan, because I'm in the process of implementing the plan. And once the plan works, then I can surely say I know the plan. You feel me? You know what I mean? But with that, my brother, I appreciate you calling in. I know Love Star Nelson and all them sisters on the line, they smiling to hear your voice. And I'm going to call an attorney for you too, my brother.
No doubt. It's love.
It's love. Peace and love, family. Shouldn't the work of the temple trickle out to the community? Why isn't it happening? The temple, yes. I say sister, borrow bars. I mean, I don't know if that's a sister or whatever. But yeah, we should get our spiritual nourishment from the temple. We should get our spiritual nourishment from the temple. We should get our strategy and our plan together in the temple. We should be raising our children. We should be raising our children. Islam. Hold on, my brother. Hold on. We should be raising our children in the temple. We should be raising our children to be responsible in society. And yes, the work should trickle out into the community. It should never stay in the temple. You should never stay in the temple. You should only be in the temple on Friday to get your nourishment, your spiritual upliftment, and whatever meetings you have, you should get your upliftment and your strategy, and then you get your go card. Go uplift all of humanity. The purpose of the Moorish Science Temple of America is to uplift all of humanity. That means you can't do it stuck in the temple. You can't be stuck in the temple. Come on, my brother. What's going on, my brother? Moorish, what's up, my brother and comrade? Talk to me, brother. Praise the Lord. That's my brother. Solid brotherhood.
So, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this comes from the Moorish readers and connected to America. I talked to Liberty Ali. All right, so it says, in connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security.
That's right.
Preaching of economic security among us is by no means as widespread and intensive as the circumstances demand.
That's right.
No other one thing is more needed. No one thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power. Better positions for our men and women, more business employment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. A beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, neither can they attain to the genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities.
That's right.
So I want to lay that down aside from all the people that's on there thinking this is all about driving without license and all that stuff. You know, we got to get to work. We can't be, running around with this petty stuff.
That's right, brother. That's right. And the Prophet Noble Ali said that we can't obtain to genuine. What's that last line, brother? A spiritual. What did he say?
Hold on, just put it down for a second. Hold on.
Yeah. Because I want to touch on that.
Genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities of life.
Exactly. A beggar people cannot enjoy the genuine enjoyments of the spiritualities of life. And the reason why you worrying about your stomach, the hole in your stomach? Why you worrying about where you gonna sleep at? Why you worrying about all the things that's necessary to sustain you on earth? You ain't got time to think about God, Allah, or nobody. So we need to get our economic security in order. And because a brother like this, you see, brother like Moorish, he would be the brother in the temple that's supposed to be the business manager. He's supposed to get the business jumping. He's supposed to get all the businesses jumping or spearhead them. I'm the one that's going to say, come on, y'all, let's go. Let's get all behind Moorish. I'm the war cry. We need to know each and everyone's talents and then put us to work. Now, the thing is, if we don't use the temple as home base, how are we going to discover each one's talent? We all over the place. We need to stop playing. And all you Moors that got these sister women and y'all come to the temple without them, bring your woman to the temple. Oh yeah, I'm stepping on some toes today. Bring your woman to the temple. Because more science is predicated on the family. Without the family, we can't build nations. Why I keep seeing fellas coming to the temple by themselves, brother? Why? You understand what I'm saying, Moorish? I think Moorish got lost. But nevertheless, why we keep on seeing brothers come to, why do we always see brothers come to the temple by themselves? Why? Why Moorish events brothers by themselves? When Moorish Science Temple of America is built on the family structure. Why? Come on, man. Come on, man. Bring them sisters in the temple. Let's teach a sister how to wrap a turban so she can look smooth. So she can look smooth in that turban. She ain't got to look old school like she's back in 1640. 2016, that turban. 2016, that turban. Y'all need to stop playing. Y'all need to stop playing. And if the sister don't want to wear the turban, bring her to the temple anyway. Bring her to the temple anyway. Let the old Moors look at her funny. Because you know how them old Moors do. They get a little stuck in their ways sometimes, you know. They get stuck in their ways. So let me see. So we can't know our leaders, so we can't know who our leaders are. You know what I mean? Be careful, boy. Be careful, boy. Some of the old brother will put you right back in slavery with Noble Ali. He ain't lying. There's barely anyone in there when I went. That's right. But we need to bring people with us. We thought you were going to have that con artist on. Polite had to leave, family. He coming back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? It is an old statement or his direct writing. You know what I mean? Let me tell y'all something. My brother Nasir put on a point. The old statements need to be taken with a grain of salt. And the reason why I'm saying this, I'm not saying that they're wrong. Now, I'm going to speak from this point of view. The old statements were compiled in the 80s. I know who compiled them. I know who compiled them. I can actually get them on the phone right now. But from the 90s, when I joined the Moorish Science Temple America, until now, man, the old statements then quadrupled. They have quadrupled. So you got to be careful with that. The Prophet Obadiah Ali said, study the Holy Quran, the questionnaire, and the Constitution and bylaws. Those are the primary sources of Moorish Science Temple of America. Those are the primary sources of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Holy Quran, the questionnaire, Constitution and bylaws. You know, those are the primary sources. Any other questions? I wish I could give my number. I wish I could talk about Moorish science all day. I wish I could help everybody to understand Moorish science like I understand.